Hey guys, just finished watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, Identity and Change, Season 4, Episode 17. Wow, this episode was, interesting. I mean, it was a nice episode. I found it really interesting in this episode how there was so much stuff that go on. I mean, at the end of last week's episode, you got Coulson that, it came to type thing. He kind of he realized that this was all fake and stuff like that, and he realized how it is, and it was easy to get him on there because he already had this thing. And I understand it makes sense with his mind being different because of Tahiti and stuff like that. But you feel like, wouldn't Ada be able to have access to, like, would not Ada be able to hack into the files and find information on what exactly happened to Coulson? Unless, actually, no, since Nick Fury never kept any of those files on the computers, they were probably always physical. Maybe she can't access them. That's why she doesn't know how to deal with Coulson's brain that's been played with and stuff like that from the death in the Avengers. I think it was quite interesting that he was able to become. Everything, like, he understands it's all fake right away, and it's all and everything like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see where things go with this and how people turn out. You got Mace, who's gonna be eventually figure it all out, but they got to convince him. But then you have Fitz, who's kind of really, there's so many opportunities where he could have been snapped out of it and kind of realized something's up and not right, and yet he doesn't do it. And it was quite interesting seeing him not kill this girl kill the real Ada and stuff like that type of thing. And definitely quite interested to see where that goes with that. And I was thinking about it, how come, seeing, I was like, okay, he shot this girl, but seeing Simmons like crying and stuff like that, and it was a bit far, so maybe he didn't see her or anything like that. But I thought, like, seeing her so upset, wouldn't that trigger something? But I understand it kind of makes sense that, I hope they touch upon this, that Ada would have kind of focused a lot on Fitz, or whenever Radcliffe, whenever he created the simulation, he probably would have made it so that Fitz would have been really the first one really focused on, in order to not so that he wouldn't be able to get himself out of it and realize everything right away or something like that. Since he helped build Ada, he probably helped build part of this. I'm not sure if if Radcliffe used any of the things that he's done before with Fitz to help build this virtual reality. I forget this thing, but what it's called. But definitely was kind of interesting to see that. I'd like to see them touch upon that, see where things go with that, and how they deal with Fitz being the last one there, and then having Mac just kind of walk in, wanting to help S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, instead of having him over there. It just seems like a little, like, all of a sudden they have everyone round up together everyone is together already in, like, the second episode inside of this framework. The framework, that's what it is. And the only person out is Sky, but she knows about it all, and Fitz. So they're the only ones left to bring in. Then everyone's together, and then they don't have to go searching for anyone, rather than having them trying to convince Mac to not leave his child, to leave that and not follow the rules. I think that was quite interesting to see that. And it was also interesting to see him and his daughter talking around and how that went. And that was quite cool to see that, and it's gonna be cool to see him go through losing hope again. I think that's going to be interesting to see that. But I think with him just wanting to join S.H.I.E.L.D, although it's going to be interesting, to see him trying to leave, once he finds out it's all fake, trying to leave his daughter for the second time. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And also would be interesting to see if what happens with these characters, once they get out of this framework. Does it damage them? Because I can see this damaging them really mentally, maybe hurting them. I just hope it doesn't hurt, since Fitz seems like to be the one who Ada has her claws in the most type thing, and she's really kind of messing with his head and stuff. I hope he doesn't become the one that gets messed up from this, because we've seen him like that before, when he got messed up from Hydra Ward type thing in the end of season 1 going to season 2 type thing. So I hope he's not the one, but I think it'd be cool to see someone kind of messed up because of this framework type thing, or the way they come out leaves them kind of scarred or something like that in the brain or something. I would be interested to see that. It's also going to be interesting to see where things go with this, and how many episodes do we get outside of the framework, and then to finish off the season, do we only get out of the framework, and then the season's over, and then they still have to fight Ada starting in season 5, if it's confirmed for season 5. I'm not sure. Let me know if it is. I'm not sure if they were renewed the show for season 5 yet, but I hope they did, though. because definitely would be interested to see where things go. Because I feel like if they didn't get renewed for season 5, how many more episodes do we have before that they would get out? I mean, we have a few more. We're only on, I guess we got 17, so we still have maybe 3, 6 maybe at most, I would say. But it's going to be interesting to see where things go with that. So I kind of like this. I love the whole things in the framework. I love seeing Fitz kind of shoot the girl and stuff like that. But it's going to be interesting to see how, I guess because, Fitz is Ada's right-hand man. Every time she's near him, she's able to kind of see what he's thinking and know what he's thinking and kind of rewrite his thought process, because he's one of the most smarter ones who would just think his way out of it, and kind of think his way into kind of figuring out that it's fake type of thing and all that stuff. So I think it would definitely be interesting to see that. I definitely can't wait to see they do that. Oh, I guess they also still have to bring in, they know where May is, but she's going to have to be a hard one, another hard one too, to turn. But I think it's just going to be, they're setting up to have Fitz be the most hardest one to turn. So it's going to be interesting to see who they end up turning first. Do they end up turning, because I guess if they turn Fitz first, then he'll just pretend to be in control for May, and then have her trick her into leaving type of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this and how they kind of change with this. And also, I'd love to see Robbie Reyes in this framework, see what version of him is going on and where he is. Although he's not actually in here, nor is Ward. Ward is just a creation from this. So it would be cool to see a version of, I don't know if they'll do, I guess they want to do Ghost Rider, but it'd be cool to see the Robbie Reyes character inside of here with his brother not in a wheelchair and things like that. But I think we would have seen him by now. So that would definitely be cool to see if we see that. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting episode. But like I said, I just found it kind of convenient that Mac just kind of walks in and stuff like that. But I guess it kind of makes sense. And he's still not, he's still going to be difficult to eventually get him out of the framework to leave his child, rather than staying in the framework and dying with the framework. Just so he can be with his child and stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. And also when they leave it, because Radcliffe is dying, his body's dead, are they going to leave it on and just kind of leave him live in there, or he's going to sacrifice himself? I assume he'll probably sacrifice himself. But so it's going to be interesting to see where things go with this. Definitely can't wait to see where things continue on. But kind of like I said, things kind of seemed a little bit kind of convenient. But I guess I see where they're going by really focusing on Fitz and May and stuff like that. So that's going to be fun to see where those two characters go. So let me know what you think, guys, about this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 17. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.